Hey there and welcome. If you're a new teacher trying to figure out this whole AI thing, you are in the perfect spot. Today, we are going to cut through all the noise and show you exactly how you can use this new technology as your own personal teaching co-pilot. Ready? Let's dive in.
It feels like everywhere you turn, someone is talking about AI. And let's be real, all that hype can bring a lot of anxiety with it. Is this tech here to actually help us, or is it just one more thing to add to our already full plates? That is a totally valid question, especially when you're just starting out in your career.
So here's our flight plan for today. First, we're going to separate the hype from what's really happening. Then, we'll take a quick peek under the hood to see how AI actually works, I promise, in the simplest terms possible. After that, we'll get into the fun stuff, how it can become your co-pilot. We'll run a really important safety check, and then we'll talk about the most critical part of this whole equation, you.
All right, let's jump right into our first section. It's time to move past all that hype and get to the reality of what AI can mean in your classroom.
You've probably heard all the buzzwords, right? Large language models, generative AI. If you've ever heard those and just felt your eyes glaze over, trust me, you are not alone. The tech world just loves its jargon, but it makes this whole topic feel way more complicated than it actually needs to be.
So let's just forget all that jargon. We're going to break down what's really going on inside these tools, and you absolutely do not need a computer science degree to get it.
Okay, so here's the official textbook definition. Generative AI makes new stuff based on patterns it learned from a ton of data. And while that's true, but it's not super helpful for actually understanding what's going on. So let's try a much better way to think about it.
Honestly, the best way to think about AI is like the autocomplete on your phone, just on a massive scale. You know how when you're texting, your phone suggests the next word? That's really all AI is doing. It's just a super-powered prediction machine. It looks at what you asked it, and then it predicts, word by word by word, what the most likely response should be. It doesn't know facts. It doesn't think. It is just an absolute master of finding patterns.
Or hey, here's another great way to picture it. Think of AI as a really clever blender. It's been fed almost the entire internet, so think of that as a giant pile of fruits and vegetables. When you give it a prompt, like asking for a smoothie recipe, it just blends together all the right ingredients it has to make something new. It knows which things usually go together, but it has no idea what a strawberry actually is or what it tastes like.
Okay, so now that we get what it is, it's a pattern matcher and information blender, let's get to the really exciting part. What can it do for you? How do we turn this thing into your classroom co-pilot? This right here is the mindset shift that changes everything. AI is not coming for your job. It's a tool. It's designed to help you with all the little tasks that get in the way of your real job, which is connecting with your students.
Just think about all the things that eat up your time. AI can draft a lesson plan from scratch in like 30 seconds. It gives you a great starting point that you can then make your own. Or imagine personalizing a reading passage for 3 different levels in your classroom. That used to take hours, now it takes minutes. By handling these things, it frees you up to focus on what actually matters, your kids.
And the stuff it can create is so practical. Need a quick exit ticket to see who understood the lesson? Done. Need a rubric for that new project? No problem. But honestly, the ability to create leveled texts and multi-level readers just on the fly, that is a huge time saver for any teacher.
Just look at this. A teacher wanted a multi-level reader about the butterfly life cycle for their 3rd grade class. In seconds, the AI spit out 3 different versions of the same text. One for students below grade level, one for students at grade level, and one for students who needed a challenge. Can you imagine how long that would take to do by hand? This is a total game changer for differentiation.
But just like any good pilot, you have to run a pre-flight check before you take off. This technology is incredibly powerful, but it is not perfect. And using it responsibly means you have to use your professional judgment. You absolutely have to be aware of the pitfalls.
First thing, and this is the most important, AI makes things up. Seriously. In the tech world, they call them hallucinations. It happens when the AI can't find a clear pattern, so it just confidently invents information that looks totally real. This means you must always fact-check any information it gives you. Don't ever trust it as your primary source for facts.
Next up, remember that blender? Well, it was trained on the internet, and the internet is full of our human biases and stereotypes. The AI can accidentally repeat those biases in what it writes. So it's your job to be the filter. Always review the text it gives you to make sure it's inclusive, fair, and appropriate for all your students.
And this is the golden rule. It is non-negotiable. You must never put any personal student information into a public AI tool. No names, no student ID numbers, no specific grades. It is a major violation of student privacy. If you need to draft something like a report card comment, just use placeholders like student.
So with all those warnings in mind, how do we actually put this all together? Well, that brings us to our last and I think most important section, keeping the human, that's you, in the loop.
The absolute best strategy is the 80-20 rule. Let the AI do 80% of the work, the heavy lifting, the first draft, getting the basic ideas down. But that final 20%, that's all you. That's your expertise, your creativity, your magic. So you might ask AI for a lesson plan on the water cycle, and it'll give you a great outline, but you are the one who adds that fun, creative hook at the beginning. You are the one who knows which activity will really click with your specific students.
And really, this is what it all comes down to. This is the ultimate takeaway. AI is here to replace tedious tasks, not teachers. It's a tool to free you from the paperwork so you can spend more of your time and energy doing the things a computer could never do, building relationships, sparking curiosity, and truly, deeply teaching.
So as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with a little something to think about. Just take a second and ask yourself, what is my biggest fear when it comes to AI? And what is my greatest hope for what it could do for me and my students? Acknowledging both of those feelings is the perfect first step to becoming a confident, critical, and creative user of your new teaching co-pilot.